Hello and welcome to the G27 Road Warrior with me, Movie Scouse 007, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with a Logitech G27 on a crappy laptop. Before we start, I want to apologise for any noises you might hear in the background. Unfortunately, my neighbours have decided that it's time to annoy everyone in our apartment block by having their radio as loud as is humanly possible and to play horrible music. So, YouTube, please do not copyright strike me. I'm not playing this music. My appalling neighbours are. Right. So, before we get anywhere, let's go through what we've got to look at before we take a job. So, first things first. Let's look at some upgrades that we earned for our Volvo. None of which I really feel like fitting. A 548. Okay, no, I'm not touching that with a barge pole, given I've got a 600 bhp engine in there. Just have a quick shufty at what all of the other manufacturers have on offer. So, just bull bars and foot plates for Scania, bull bars and foot plates for MAN. Bull bars and side skirts for Mercedes. See that Mercedes logo? That is the real thing. That's not a mod. Isn't that wonderful? DAF, it's just bull bars. Renault, bull bars and foot plates, and Iveco is bull bars and foot plates. All right. Okay. So, next thing's next. We've got a skill point to assign. So, as to follow, to be consistent with my process so far, we're going to give it to just-in-time delivery. So, that's going to be that. We're going to apply that. That gives us... Oh, sorry. Actually, so just-in-time delivery rank 2 gives us urgent deliveries, unlocks urgent deliveries, gives a 6% higher reward, a 3% increase for finishing an important delivery, 10% higher reward for finishing urgent delivery, and a 30% experience bonus for finishing an urgent delivery. So we're going to apply that. But actually, I'm reminded that I didn't tell you what the fragile cargo that we applied in the last video was, which is a 10% higher reward, a 5% increase for delivering a fragile cargo. So that was our last load. So we've got 2 of the ADR badges. We are rank 2 on long distance, high value cargo, fragile cargo, and just in time delivery, and rank 1 on eco driving. Right. Before we go anywhere, we're going to repair our truck and get some shut-eye. So there was an update to the game, and as a result they've turfed me back to London. That's fine, I don't mind. It's my home base. So what it means is that we are going to have to go here and get ourselves some repairs and some shut-eye, and then we will select our job from there. The one thing that you still can't do with this game that annoys the living daylights out of me is you can't set a waypoint. It still annoys me. Right, so actually, while we're at it, look at that, 7.58% of the map. That is not a great deal of this map, is it? So, yeah, still got quite inconsiderable, but you can see that I've been as far north and as far south as it's possible to get. It still irks me. I know. I made my feelings clear when I drove from Wick, and I spotted that I hadn't driven on there. It still irks me. Oban, you see, Oban is home to one of the best single malt whiskies. Not the best, but definitely one of the best single malt whiskies. So we still have access to our ProMods part of the map. I was a bit worried. There was an update by SCS, minor update. I'm not sure what it included, but as a result of that minor update, which downloaded when I was trying to start the game, we have got to start from London again. So that's fine. So let's get ourselves settled, and we're going to drive through our base, and then we'll go and we'll get some repairs done. So I think from bitter experience I've learned that I have to be very careful when I'm oh no stuttering. Oops, that's not good. Right, so we're going to go right, and we're in London, which means that I have to make sure that nothing's coming. Just plunk myself a bit forward. Okay, they've let me out. Good, they're letting me out too, that's wonderful. Yeah, I know, I'm tired too, buddy. And then we're going to turn left. The world is just as horrible and as cruel today as it was yesterday, but if ever you needed proof, it's right out there. I know Facebook is a horrible place to be sometimes. It's a useful tool for keeping in touch with your friends, but it also is it's also an immensely tragically horrifying reminder of how horrible the world really is. And I don't know. Oh no, I keep doing that. Where's the map? Let's zoom in a bit. This week, there have been a series of... Alright, under the bridge. Okay. Terrible abuses of power by police officers in the United States, thankfully, not in the UK. I know abuses of power happen in the UK, but not nearly to the extent that they do in the United States. That was my bad with my terrible. Right, in we go. Yeah, I know. I'm going to. That's right there. Right, before we do anything else, though, we're going to get our repairs done. Then we're going to go to sleep. I'm always a bit... I think it's a legacy of the type of brakes I'm using, but yeah, I'm always a bit more urgent on the brakes than I really want to be. Alright, so damage report. 3% on the engine for £710, 2% on the transmission for £192, 7% on the chassis for £1,411, 5% on the cabin for £697, and 1% on the wheels for £142. And without meaning to sound like a record, the wheels are the only repair that I feel comfortable with. So, total to pay, £3,153. Let's do that. Let's escape from that. And then let's get some shut-eye. So, let's go and park over there. Right, so engine off. Let's enter. 3:30 in the morning. Lovely. Right, so Sorry, no. Let's get some rest. And we've earned some cash. What's the time? Alright. 8:30 in the evening. Alright, that's probably going to be the last. Yeah, you're right. So, let's go to the menu. Let's go to the job market. Let's find ourselves some work to do. So we're in London. So we're going to click on London so we don't have to travel miles and miles and miles. Växjö. That's in Sweden. Or Jönköping. That's in Sweden. So let's see. Let's see what that is. That's lovely. I think that we're going to take that one. And that's my screenshot. Alright, so let's set that as our GPS destination. And right. That's engine on. Reverse in. Let's get our lights on. And let's rock and roll. Let's go. So when we get out of here, we're turning right. So let's rock. Remembering to start on the left-hand side of the road because we're in the United Kingdom. So yes, there have been a series of abuses of people by the police. There's a famous one of the black lady in I think Texas, who was beaten, pulled over by the police for no apparent reason and beaten severely off camera, and then supposedly hung herself while in police custody. And this poor woman was driving to a brand new job. There's a case of a black man who's surrounded by police officers in riot gear, struggling to breathe, begging them to take what looked like boxer shorts off his head so that he can breathe, begging them to lie him on the ground so that he can rest. And then there's footage of him lying, breathing very sporadically and not really responding. And this is not unusual. There was footage of a police officer earlier in the year shooting a black man that was running away. So that kind of smacks a little bit of racism, that they're picking on people because people of colour, which is just beyond unacceptable in the 21st century. I mean, it was beyond unacceptable in the 19th century, never mind the 21st. So let's take that job. Oh, I've got a brand new mouse. My wife was a big fan of the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and her sister, as a joke, got her a Captain Jack Sparrow mouse, which became less of a joke and more of a nightmare for me because that became our mouse. But she dropped it on the floor twice and it exploded, and as little bits of plastic and the all over the living room floor, and we're ready to go. And it wouldn't stay together. We had to put some gaffer tape on it to get it to stay together. Well, I researched the mouse I wanted, and decided that I wanted a Logitech MX Pro, and that's what I've got. I found there's a shop in the United Kingdom, a big department store in the United Kingdom called John Lewis, who were offering it for £39, which is about $50 US dollars. It's about 80 New Zealand dollars from all of those who are watching in New Zealand. I know who people in New Zealand are watching. I have having lived in New Zealand for a year and discovered this game in New Zealand, I have an affinity for New Zealand. And, I hope that is shared. So yes, my life is significantly happier. Ooh, I got away with that. My life is significantly happier now that I've got this mouse. It's big enough for my hand, which this novelty mouse that my wife had wasn't. It's more responsive, it's smoother, it's got more functions. It works on any surface, unlike the old one, which only worked on a mouse mat. Although because it's a new mouse, I'm using it on a new mouse mat, because, you know. Because of reasons. So I am trying to earn the achievement for not crashing, not speeding, not going through yellow lights, not being a nuisance on the road, essentially. Go on then. Go on, you want to overtake, go. So we're having problems with this guy in front of us. Alright, that's alright, we're going to turn left anyway. So the other thing I'm hoping to not do is miss exits like I did. I missed 2 exits if you were watching the last video, because I was too busy gabbing. No. Don't want to. So you could hear the rumbles. Let's join without. Let's merge like a zip. Actually, we don't need to merge like a zip. There is nothing for us to merge into. And then we're going to have another left turn. Because I think what we're doing is we're heading to Felixstowe and we're taking the ferry to possibly Germany or possibly Norway. I can't remember the route. There are people who can remember screaming at me now because... Oop, ow, sorry. Hey, bash the microphone, right. Let's slow down because we've got a very sharp turn coming. The other thing that happens is there's almost doesn't seem to be like a month goes by when some nut job isn't shooting people at some venue or other to protest that they're taking his rights away to carry a gun so that he can do this, thereby. Ooh, hello. I think I might have clipped that car. So I've already ruined my okay, I don't need to worry about that achievement because I've already blown it. If you looked in my right hand mirror, I clipped someone. I think I clipped that chap. So yes, there's a chap in a movie theatre and he killed a bunch of people, thereby demonstrating that he is not a product of a stable family, or he's just simply a nut job. But there are lots of nut jobs. There was also a case. Someone carried a gun and shot someone at an army recruiting centre, and nut jobs have taken it upon themselves to carry guns in front of army recruiting centres to, in quotes, protect the army recruiters, because soldiers at army recruiting centres are not allowed to carry guns for a very, very good reason. You are smack in the middle of a large civilian population, and they are not taught to handle their guns the way that the police are. Police are taught to handle their guns around civilians. They're taught to be circumspect about using the gun. In the army, you're taught to shoot anything that moves that doesn't look American, or if in America, or British in Britain. And someone, while showing off his semi-automatic rifle, almost shot the person that he was demonstrating it to. He just missed them by fractions of an inch. Millimeters, even, to use the metric system. I'll slow down, 55. The speed limit's 50, and I know we've got a speed camera. So let's get below the speed limit, because we don't want a speeding fine. And we can pick up the pace just a little bit. And it just goes to show. I apologise if they're American and you're watching this and you don't agree with me. You're entitled to your opinion. That's your right. But I cannot understand the US fetish for guns. I cannot understand this pathological need to carry an instrument of death in your pocket at all times. It doesn't make sense. There are enough things on this planet, on the streets, in daily life, that can kill you without carrying something whose sole purpose, its raison d'etre, its only reason for existence, is to create a hole in something. To no purpose. Like a drill creates a hole for, I don't know, putting a raw plug in, to put screws in, to hang something on a wall, maybe, to create a cavity through which you can see. That there's a purpose to a drill's existence. There is no purpose beyond injuring another human being or another animal to the gun. Just doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. You don't need it. And they keep talking about the excuse they keep using is, well, if we don't have a gun, the bad guys will have guns and we'll all be at risk. We haven't got guns in the United Kingdom to a larger extent. We outlawed rifles, we outlawed powerful handguns. If you want to go shooting, you have to go to a range. You have to leave your gun in a locked cabinet. If you have a gun as part of your job, you have to have a license for it. It has to, when it's not being used for its explicit purpose, it has to be stored in a lockbox that's safe from visitors or burglars or children. And see, this is the thing that astonishes me. I wish, because I'm playing a game, so I can't really stop and quote figures and reports, and I'd have to hunt for it anyway. But I do remember seeing a report from an American, from a US police agency, that stated that more people died from accidental shootings in the home. Significantly more people died from accidental shootings in the home than ever died from being from a burglar. If you have a gun, you are a threat to a burglar, and he will kill you. If you don't have a gun, you're not a threat to him. He might hurt you, but he's less likely to kill you, particularly if you haven't seen his face. So, it doesn't make sense to have a gun. It just doesn't make sense to have a gun. But yeah, it's gonna be generations before they get over this fetish. And I thought that Newtown 2 years ago, when that school was attacked by a chap with a gun, I thought that would be the start, that they would see that this is a bad idea. Having all of these guns is in public, in the open, is a bad idea. All it did was create an environment where the gun nut jobs said, well, if the teachers had guns, at which point I wanted to pull my hair out. If the teachers had guns. There was a fascinating documentary about gun ownership and gun safety. I think it was CBS or maybe 60 Minutes, but I can't remember. But they did a report about gun ownership, and they took maybe a dozen people, half a dozen people, with varying degrees of skill and experience with guns, and they followed them and they interviewed them, and they took them individually into classes, and then they had them a mock attack, and they studied the footage, and they realised that it didn't matter what level of experience the person had, not one person would have aided the other people in the room with their gun. They would all have failed to hit the person. They all failed to hit the person at. They were all blanks. It was all room full of blanks. There was no real guns. They would all have actually been more likely to have shot another person in the class with them than they would have shot the person that was attacking the class. I thought that was incredibly revealing. I thought it confirmed my suspicion that when you give a bunch of overconfident yahoos an instrument of death, they will kill people, just not the people they're aiming at. They think they're aiming at. But there you go. But anyway, if you hold different views, well, that's your absolute right. And if you can't be changed, if your opinion can't be changed by the overwhelming evidence to the contrary, then there's not really much I can do. In the same way that I can't persuade you that religion is a stupidity and a nonsense. If that's your point of view, and reason and science and evidence won't persuade you otherwise, there's nothing I can say will change that. And that's just who you are and how it is. And good luck to you. And we'll have to agree to differ. We'll have to agree to disagree. But there you go. I'm doing quite well. I'm going too fast now. I can feel it. But I have managed to avoid speeding fines so far. And I might have clipped that car when I got onto the dual carriageway, but I'm not 100% certain. But it would be nice if I could get that lovely achievement. I think the achievements pop up in the bottom corner of the screen. I'm not sure which side, because it's been a while since I've seen one of these achievements. There's another speeding camera. I wouldn't like to have been the driver behind me, because I just slammed my anchors on and sank from about 50 odd miles an hour to about 35 miles an hour. So that was very, very bad real world driving, but I'm not in the real world. That's the sad thing is that as wonderful as these virtual games are, they'll never be the real thing, because you're not in the real world. You're always in a virtual world. So we have 63.5 hours to deliver this. It should take us 30 hours 40 minutes, and we don't have to get any rest for at least another 7 3/4 hours. Fantastic. So, what to talk about now? So, I know many of you aren't into football, and I apologise in advance, but I am. My beloved team Liverpool played the fourth of their pre-season games. The first was against a cobbled together team from Thailand, and we played them in Bangkok. Then they flew to Adelaide and played Brisbane, and played the Brisbane Roar. Then they played Adelaide FC. So I think we beat 4-0 against the Thai team in Bangkok. I think it was 2-1 against the team in Brisbane. Was it 2-0? 2-1 against the team in Adelaide, and then 1-1 against a team in Malaysia. We played a coupled together team from the Malaysian League in Malaysia, and that one was a 1-1 draw. I think, given the amount of flying that they've been doing in the last 2 weeks, and that these are the first games that many of these players have played since May, I think it's not bad. I think they're probably tired by the time they got to Malaysia. We've got a game. They've got a game, not we. I'm not playing in them. More's the pity. They've got a game against a team in Finland. Then they play an English team called Swindon Town in Swindon. I think that was part of a deal that involved 2 Liverpool players going to Swindon on loan. It gives the Premier League sides tend to loan a lot of their young players out, particularly the ones they think are going to be either future first teamers, or if they're not going to be first teamers for Liverpool, might be good enough for, say, second tier, like which is in the UK is called the Championship, and they want to give them a shop window to demonstrate their talents. And that's part of the deal, to take two players to Swindon from Liverpool on loan for the season. We are playing a pre-season friendly in Swindon. Okay, we're going to be turning off here. So then I think our next game is against Stoke City, which is our first Premier League game. That's a game that worries me, and it mostly worries me because at the end of what for most Liverpool fans would be described as a disastrous season, where we finished in just about in the top 6, and needed Arsenal to beat Aston Villa in order to ensure that we wouldn't have to pre-qualify for the group stages of the Europa League, which is the second tier of European continental cross-nation football. We finished the season with our last game at Stoke in their stadium, the Britannia Stadium, losing 6-1. I can't remember the last time that Liverpool lost a game like that. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. It was a footballing tragedy. So, and then lo and behold, they're our first game of the new season. Of course they are. So that's that. So I'm worried. Down to 50. We need to ensure that we perform well, and it worries me because it worries me that we won't. So that's that speed limit. That's that speed camera avoided, thankfully. There's a fine for not having your lights on at night. I don't think we're going to suffer from that one, thankfully. There is a fine for speeding. There's a fine for excuse me while I mentally try and go through the list of stuff I can get fined for: crashing, speeding, ignoring traffic lights. There's another one. There's another speed camera. And we did it. I think that's it. There's another speed camera. Lovely. Jeez. Now those yellow things that look like a lamppost with a crossbeam, they're actually what in the UK they're called average speed cameras. So it makes a note of your registration, and then it's connected to your computer, and there are 2 cameras one over a stretch of road. It's usually a couple of miles or a mile, and it measures the time it takes you to get from one camera to the other. And if you get there too fast, it knows you're speeding. This is the way that speed cameras are going to go in the future. They're going to be pairs of average speed cameras, and you're not going to know which one is the start and which one is the finish and where the gap is. And they want to put them on motorways because it's where we have the most accidents at the moment, where we have the most catastrophic accidents, the most damage, the most disruption to our world is caused by motorway accidents, because it shuts 3 lanes of the motorway down while they clear up the mess, determine who was at fault. And in fairness, these things are not accidents, they're crashes, because someone is usually always to blame. Someone is usually always to blame. Right, let's see if we can... Yeah, we did that without an accident. That's wonderful. I can turn that indicator off. Yeah, so what was I talking about before I started talking about football? So yes, two more games before the regular season starts, and then either things will go very well or they won't. Liverpool have splashed a lot of money on a whole bunch of players. We brought in an English player from a team called Burnley, this young chap called Danny Ings. We brought in a defender from Southampton called Nathaniel Klein. We brought in a striker from Aston Villa called Christian Benteke. We brought in an attacking midfielder from Hoffenheim, a Brazilian chap called Firmino. We brought in... Who else did we bring in? Crikey, I'm forgetting myself now. We finally got joined by a guy called Daniel Origi, a young Belgian fella, and a goalkeeper called Adam Bogdan. So we've brought in a lot of players. They're still looking at more players. We should, in about 2 months into the season, we should get our main striker Daniel Sturridge back, hopefully fighting fit. He has had one full season with us without injury. What's the speed limit? Oh, it's 50. I'm doing right. Ooh, we're Hull. We're going to discover Hull. So we drove up to Hull, not down to Felixstowe. That's interesting. We've just discovered Hull. That's excellent. Alright, roundabouts. Always the bane of my life, roundabouts. Because I'm always my truck is always attacked by some idiot at a roundabout. And looks like we're nearly there. We should get some rest at the on the boat, which is good. Always good to get a bit of rest on the boat. Saves you using, because the boat journey is non-productive time as far as driving is concerned. Right. Let's try not to clatter into that. Try not to clatter into anything else, actually. And then right here. And let's take the boat. Alright. Let's do it. So which one is which? Which one is which? SBA or Europort? And we're going to... Yeah, we're going to take SBA. So, £1,051. Let's embark. I do love that little noise. That's quite cute. Oh my dear, my computer is really slow, thanks to my my virus software. All right, London to Växjö, not Växjö. And here we go. Let's blow this popsicle stand. So should be 9 hours. We've got 42 to do it, and we don't have to rest for another 11 hours. That's brilliant. Okay. Oh, I need to remember that I need to drive on the right-hand side of the road now. So, over keen with the really super keen with the flipping them. And we're golden. Let's go. Oh my word. I'm not doing very well with the the shifting. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter how careful I am. I'm not getting it right today. Ugh, my headphones are killing me. I need better headphones, but it's one of those things. It's what I can justify to the missus, and I could justify the mouse to the missus because we were both just monumentally fed up with this gaffer taped mouse. She doesn't care about headphones. She won't use them. They're just for me, and they're only really for this game. Right, so I apologise if you don't like football, but if you're continuing to watch me, and it's probably about my hilarious driving, and you're not listening to my commentary for the most part. That was a very risky manoeuvre, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I got away with it. And that's the car that was trailing me. Now that we're on an open road of sorts, he's fine to overtake, and he's welcome to as well. I really am looking forward to this new computer. I'm looking forward to a higher frame rate. I'm looking forward to a higher quality image. I'm looking forward to no stuttering. I'm looking forward to be able to read the dashboard on the truck. And I'm looking forward most of all to giving you guys just the pinnacle of an experience from a visual and performance standpoint. I missed my exit. Okay, this is embarrassing. Please don't be anyone behind me. I think I got away with it. Yep, I got away with it. Thank goodness for that. That's me being too cocky. Yeah, sorry, the commentary went there while I was wondering whether I'd screwed up or not. So, yes. There are many things that I need to learn how to do in this game properly. I think it's become obvious that I need to get that gear ratio thing shifted from 1 to 11 to 2 to 12. Nobody needs first gear. I just don't need first gear. Struggling to start on a hill, you just whack the parking brake up, build up the revs, and then release the parking brake and you shoot forward. So So I just need to know how to get the ratios right. There are now a whole bunch of new sliders in relation to the steering, and then you just need to sit and play with those. It's just very time consuming getting it right, because you have to exit to the menu, then go into the controls menu, then go into the wheel menu, and then adjust the slider, and then go escape back out of all of them, and then go drive, and then see how that feels. And it's just monumentally time consuming, really time consuming. And yeah, it's not, yeah, it's I'm not happy about it. I was very comfortable with the steering the way it was, and then they've gone and changed everything. Which is, they're right, it's their game. It means that I've got to go and play with everything again. And that's not why, I mean, the menus is not why I play this game. Yeah, I play this game to play this game. So we'll see. I'm really worried about about the new wheel that I'm intending on buying at the end of the year, as it was released in the UK in December. So I'm really worried about that, whether that's going to make life difficult for me. But I was thinking about it. I actually don't use all the buttons that I've got programmed. I never use the horn. Whoa. That was near miss. I never use the horn. I'm trying to think. I use the wipers, I use the lights, I use the high beam. I need 2 buttons for the menus. I need the engine on and off. I need the load, attach and detach. And I need to be able to look around. Now, as I said in either the last video or the video before, I'm hoping the Track IR would relieve me of 3 of those buttons. But, that's another £150, I think, for a Track IR. And, again, I've got to justify that with the missus. So we'll see. We'll see what we can see. And that's the thing that worries me as well, because they're quite fragile apparently. It's a clip that clips to your headphones. We'll see. It's something I want, but it's something that I will have to justify, and I don't yet know whether I can. It's significantly easier to look around with the wheel than it was with the mouse on the laptop, that's for sure. I was thinking, because there's a possibility that the wife and I might, we spent a year in New Zealand, we might spend a year somewhere else, maybe Canada. She was thinking about Vancouver, because there's need for geologists in Canada with all of the mining that they do on the western part of Canada. And I would probably have to go with an Xbox controller for that. And I've got one. I bought one for playing Vice City and San Andreas, and then completely forgot to take it with me to New Zealand, which was idiotic. That would have been so much easier. That would have been the controller Road Warrior. Right. Ooh, we've discovered. Oh, sights here. Oh, we've got an achievement. Sights here. Excellent. I don't know what that is. I shall have to go and look. See what sights there is. Maybe that's finding a city in every continent, or maybe that's one of the new ones for the Scandinavian update. Find a city in Scandinavia, because it's the first. It's the first. No, SBA would have been. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But yes, we shall go and look and see what that is. But I do like getting the achievements. It's I love this game, and I play a couple of PC games, but I am predominantly a console gamer nowadays, and in particular a PlayStation gamer. And I love me some trophies. As anybody who has followed this channel for any length of time will tell you, there is I love my trophies. I'm a bit of a trophy whore, and that's my bag. And seeing that little thing, I love the noise that the PlayStation makes when you get a trophy. This sort of bling noise. I don't own an Xbox, never have. I got a controller because it worked with the PC, and it just worked better for running and driving to have a controller. It was so difficult doing it with the WASD keys and the mouse. Excellent for shooting, absolutely crap for everything else. Awkward, searching your keyboard for various buttons. But there you go. So, but I love my trophies and my achievements. I like getting them. So I've got me a new achievement, a new Steam achievement, because this is a Steam version of the game, which is good. And it's amazing, actually. I love just seeing the little lights that you can see just by the right wing mirror. I love it. It's just, I can't imagine how wonderful this is going to look when I've got a much better computer and I've got big picture mode on my with a higher performance and better visuals. I'm just really looking forward to it. I'll stick. Hello, Tollbooth. Oh, damn it! Oh, okay. That's that achievement not happening today. Oh, excellent! You can just drive through without you can just drive through without having to stop at the gate. Wonderful. I love it. Oh, gutting. Oh well. I feel it's more important probably to reach my destination without hitting anything with the load and get that excellent rating. At this point, it would be nice to, but I think it's going to be one of those things that just happens. I get that achievement at some point. I will get that achievement at some point. I've driven perfect journeys with no fines and no crashes and just long before Steam. And I don't think the game keeps a record of stuff like. I did get, when the Steam achievements finally arrived on ETS2, I did get a whole bunch of Steam achievements as soon as I fired up the game. It's quite funny watching them bling up one after the other. It was very, very, very gratifying. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, so which is always fun. I like weddings. I've got to dress up, and I haven't dressed up posh for quite some time. Over a year. It's the last time. Year and a half ago, it's the last time I wore the suit. I've got one suit, a lovely sort of dark blue suit, and I haven't worn that dark. Do you know what I really need? I really need to look for a petrol station, and I've just passed one. I haven't worn this suit for a year and a half, and it was in storage for a year, and it's been, it's 2 years, 2.5 years, because I've been back from New Zealand for a year. Copenhagen. Home of FC Copenhagen at the Victor. I think it's the Victor Arena. I forget now. Yeah, so I haven't worn the suit for a while, so A, I don't know whether it still fits me, which would be tragic given that I've only worn it twice, and B, I'm hoping it hasn't been attacked by moths. I've also got to make sure that my shirt that goes with it, so I've got a shirt which requires cufflinks, and I need to make sure that's ironed. I've got a very early start to get to the wedding because we're going to a tea service first, because one half of the couple is Chinese Hong Kong, and the other half is white as you like, Croydon English. Lovely chap, a lovely friend, and they're a lovely couple. And yeah, so we're going to a Chinese tea ceremony, which I'm really excited about. So and it's a very symbolic thing. It's like serving tea. The families. I've got another achievement. Going over a bridge. Aquaphobia. I don't know what that one is. That's probably going from one country to another over a bridge. Yeah, I think that's one of the new Scandinavian ones. Excellent. Yes, I think it's the family serve tea to the daughter as family, as a sort of we're taking charge of right. Slow down. No fines. I'm doing this now for practice, not to get the achievement, because I'm not going to get the achievement. Oh, hello. Am I not close enough? Have I gone down the wrong one? I might have gone down the wrong one. Oh, shite. Let me through. I went down the wrong one. Alright, and I've crashed the load, which means I'm not going to get excellent either. Alright, that's annoying. Ah, no damage though, interestingly enough. Alright, so I wonder, we are 3 hours 45 minutes away from our destination. Chances are I will smack the load while I'm parking it, because, you know, that's my style. I've never understood this little bit of road. It's never made any sense to me. It's 2 bits of road and they go to the same place. I'm guessing the only reason they're there is so that people can join or leave this road at high speed. But it's before the bridge it exists, and then right here it joins back, and I've never understood it. There you go. Right, let's slow down just a little bit because we've got quite a frightening looking curve coming. So yes, the groom's family served tea to the bride's family as a sort of thank you for giving us your daughter, and the bride's family served tea to the groom's family as a she's your responsibility now. Thank you for taking that responsibility on. It's quite cool. I'm hoping it's not spiritual or religious, just a symbolic gesture, but I quite like it. So, and I've never been to a Chinese tea ceremony before, so hopefully it's all good. and then after that we're having a I don't know. I think it's a traditional, because she's from Hong Kong. I think it's a traditional British wedding, because Britain had a 99-year lease on Hong Kong, which we had from 1897 to 1997, and we handed Hong Kong back to the Chinese in 1997, and so Hong Kong has been very, very Anglophiled. It's been sort of alright, let's go down here and get some petrol, because boy do we need it. We're sort of getting quite low. Actually, just out of interest, I got 5 hours, that's fine. 5 hours before we need to rest, which is more than enough time to get to our destination. Alright, engine off. Here we go. Wow, we needed a lot of fuel, look at that. 600, 700, 800 litres, 900 litres. We're chock full of fuel now, which is good. It's nice actually. I've slightly turned the volume of the headphones up, so it's still it's still relatively quiet, but I can actually hear it, and I'm not being irritated by my own my own voice, which is slightly echoed. Yeah, so that's good. So we're 2 hours and 46 minutes of your game time away from delivering our load, which is excellent. And we're about to pass Helsingborg. All these names that I remember from the ProMods version. It's sad. It's one of the saddest things about this Scandinavia DLC is that a great deal of hard work put into this map by the guys from ProMods has had to go by the wayside, because it's just not compatible, because roads go in different places, so it would have been very awkward. Plus the feeling is at ProMods that they're going to add another section to it, and you know the evidence is there. SCS added 2 more cities to... oh crap, I've missed my exit. They've put a lot of effort into the maps, and ProMods have added 2 cities. Not ProMods, SCS have added 2 cities to the map for the Going East DLC, which they released 2 years ago. So the evidence is there that, that this is going to happen. This is the first time I've seen the map react immediately to a change of direction. And I'm wondering whether it's an update, the SCS, as part of the update, that the GPS recalculates the route. So we've got 36 hours to do this, 5 hours before we need to sleep, 2 hours and 20 minutes. It should be how long it takes us to get there. Where it's taking us, because it was spearing us off the road, and I don't know where we were going to be going, but yeah, 2 hours to go. It seems to be roughly the same distance. We'll see. One thing I keep meaning to do is to buy the upgrade for the black cab, because I don't... in an otherwise grey cab we've got this sort of tan yellow stuff. I'd rather it melted into the background. I don't want to see the cab, I want to see the road ahead. Maybe you prefer the brown, I don't know, but I'd rather not see it. I wonder, I just keep looking at those trees and watch them disappear. It's because the computer's not Oh, that's so sad. If you go back a little bit, and then I passed a clump of trees, and then they just disappeared in the rearview mirror. Oh, that's so sad. This is another thing. It rips you out of the reality of the situation, which is not good, because you're watching stuff vanish in a way that it doesn't in real life. I gotta be very careful I don't clutter the load here. And then a left turn. So let's see what's what, and who's who. And oh no, I think that guy's going to be too quick for us. Oh, we're all good, right, let's go. Yeah, it's my steering's not good with this setup. Oh god, look at those trees disappearing. That's so sad. So sad. Yes. So I'm excited to see this Chinese tea ceremony, and I'm excited to see whether her family have been so anglicised by Britain's rule of Hong Kong that they have a traditionally British wedding. I do see in London a lot of Chinese people getting married, having photographs in bizarre places. I saw Vauxhall Bridge. There's a huge path on either side of Vauxhall Bridge, and I saw people getting wedding photos with a professional photographer on Vauxhall Bridge, and they like bizarrely to stand in the road, which I find both horrifying and terrifying. I'm not 100% certain why they would feel it's a good idea to stand in the road, because it's not a good idea. It's certainly not in London, where people will just plough into you because you don't belong on the road, even though pedestrians have right of way on all UK roads apart from motorways and slip roads. So we're visiting all sorts of places that we will come back to, because we have to, because we want that 100% of the map. But this is our first foray into the new Scandinavia. Yes, our first foray, and it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. I've had my 2 failures to go in the right direction. One at that roundabout, and one where I just completely missed the road, and I'm going a different way as a direct result. I have had a speeding fine, which is unfortunate, because that speeding fine meant that I couldn't get the achievement for not getting fined and getting to a destination without damage. But that will come to us. That will come. And we are almost at the point where I have to demonstrate my appalling parking skills. I have to say, I didn't do too badly in the last one. The one before that was colossally easy, because it was in a quarry, and I just drove around. Whoa! Thanks, buddy. Where existing loads were, and then pulled up into my parking spot. I had to do a bit of a wiggle, but for the most part, it was a complete sort of circle into the parking space. But the last one, it was relatively easy, and it was one of those awkward ones where it's where the parking bay is at an angle, in an otherwise square loading area. Alright. So at some point I should get the achievement for delivering to all of the different types of delivery points, but I don't know when that will come. I don't know how many I have delivered to. Now, who am I going to now? More stuttering. It makes me sad. And then another left turn. I think this might be... I don't know what this is. What the heck is this? It's not a quarry. Is it a quarry? Might be a quarry, you know. I haven't been to one of these before. This is a new thing. I've been to farms. I've been to big shops. I've been to quarries. I've been to those open areas. Right, so where do I go from here? Let's go around here. And that's our parking spot. So where's our spot? Alright. Oh. What did I hit? Let's straighten that bad boy up. No. Let's keep it straight. This is where we put it in, and then we find out whether we clouted the load or the tractor. Oh crap. Alright. Okay. Oh, hello. I don't know what we're looking at. Oh no. Oh no, this is horrible. So I need... Oh no, this is horrible. I did the wrong thing. Oh no. Right. I was... Oh crap. I've completely lost it. Oh no. Right. It's a very narrow slot that I've got to get into, and I don't know. Yeah, I've been approaching it from the wrong way. Oops, that they accidentally touching my horn. Oops. Hello. No, wrong way. I wonder how much damage I have done. Oof. How much damage have I done to the load? Oh God, I'm making a pig's ear of this. This is at a daft angle, so I need to move over just a bit. No. I don't know what angle this is. Right, there's the front. God, this is a nightmare. So yes, let's straighten that out a bit. We're gonna get a green from this. Yes, there we go. That was some truly appalling parking, for which I humbly apologise. Let's put our things on and detach the trailer. I cannot believe. Ooh, careerist 1 out of 5. Minor 1 out of 7. That's good. We leveled up again, which means that we're going to have a skill point to apply in the next video. So we got excellent. Oh my word! Delivering dynamite from London to Växjö. If I'd have known it was dynamite, I might have been a bit more panicky. Virtually. Driven distance 619 miles. Time taken 32 hours and 45 minutes. Fuel consumed 447.2 litres. We got a base reward of £26,639 and 997 XP. A proficiency bonus for level 11 of £4,395. An ADR delivery bonus for class 1 of 209 XP. A long distance delivery bonus for skill rank 2 of £2,510 and 249 XP. A fragile cargo bonus for skill rank 2 of £2,510 and 219 XP. A bonus for parking the trailer of 45 XP, no penalties, a grand total of £36,055 and 1,719 XP. We leveled up to a level 12 skilled worker. That means that this profile has a lifetime XP of 16,319 XP, and we have a new target of 18,700 XP. So I don't think we're going to level up in the next in the next journey. That's a considerable bump. That's 2000 XP, and we're averaging about 1500 XP per journey. But thank you very much for coming with us, for coming with me. Thank you for watching this video, no matter how much you watched of it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Give us a like if you like the video. If you have any friends who you think would love this kind of video, let them know. Maybe, you never know, they might like and subscribe too. And in the meantime, until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.